Hello beauties. I just wanted to jump in really quickly to say I hope you've had a good weekend, and also my usual, whatever time it is, wherever you are, I hope you're well right now. To talk about what we're going to be talking about this week, or what I'm going to be talking about this week in this group, on my other platforms and channels, in regards to procrastination. So many of us have these big dreams, or we'd like to have these big dreams, and maybe we're not quite sure, or if we've hesitated. You might recognize yourself in some of these descriptions. And yet we find that maybe we overwork and end up collapsing, or we get triggered, and the energy that's expended in that trigger and then recovering from that trigger leaves us no time to actually take the actions that we need to towards the things that we want to. I'm a real believer that when we know what we are doing as we are doing it, it's somehow more powerful. And for me, this comes in really useful in the process of regulation. So when I am consciously understanding that my system is dysregulated, how to regulate it, why what I'm doing is working to regulate it, so how I'm bringing it back from chaos or shutdown into a nice even balance, why the things that I do work on a neurobiological level, then somehow I'm more motivated to do it and it's more effective. So procrastination can often be a symptom of trauma and unhealed PTSD. It's a protective mechanism related to the dorsal vagal complex, so the vagus nerve connecting lots of our organs and our nervous system up into the brain and regulating our states. It's really involved in state regulation, putting us into different protective states that we're used to, that we've had to go to for survival and protection, but maybe we're stuck in certain patterns in our nervous system. The vagus nerve responds in a particular way very easily to stimulus that maybe if our rational brain is brought into the picture, it might respond a little bit differently. So because there is a desire to do things and a desire to get things done, and getting things done in the direction that feels authentic for us and good for us is important to feel good in our lives, I'm going to be talking about and teaching techniques for bringing the nervous system into balance when we are going up against the fears that arise when we take actions, or we think about taking actions, or we notice what is going on when we're starting to take action. One of those reactions usually of overreactivity or underreactivity and some kind of exhaustion. Of course we want to avoid this, right? So procrastination can be very normal. So each individual is a little different around this, and the process will involve unpacking your own patterns. This is why I call it mapping, because you want to be able to see your own physiological states and the inner world, the embodied experience of feeling, being able to be with that, translate and interpret that into feeling words. And apparently I've just been reading up from one of my mentors called Sarah Payton that there's actually a circuit in the brain that has a sense of connection and completion. The circuit is completed when we take sensation, which is more right brain oriented, and put words to it in terms of feeling words. But most people are very limited in their emotional literacy and their emotional vocabulary and struggle to do this. So this will be a big part of the processes that we use. So we need to map out where we are in our nervous system, what's triggered us, and how we get out of there, back into action in a healthy way. I'm looking forward to this and to hearing your ideas and what's worked for you around things to do with trauma, CPTSD, recovery, and overcoming procrastination. Ciao.